Welcome back to another in the series on the topic, the sanctuary, a time we dwell among them. Today I'm just going to share a lovely story with you, and I'm going to go right along in it from the book The Path to the Throne of God, written by Sarah Peck. It says here, Bobby had been a very naughty boy. For 3 successive days, he had absented himself from school without his parents' permission or knowledge. Fearing he might be ill, the teacher called to inquire. The parents were amazed and deeply grieved that their child had deceived them. They were at their wits' end to know how to train him so that eventually he would grow up to be noble manhood. Some punishment must be administered. The parents talked it over and decided to deprive him of his liberty for 3 days, the same length of time that he had abused his liberty. During this time, he was confined in the attic where he could think quietly by himself. There, he was given a comfortable bed, and at meal times, Daddy carried his food to him. Night came, and Bobby was tucked into bed. Then the parents retired, but not to sleep. The father tossed from side to side. He was thinking of little Bobby alone in the attic. "What's the matter, John?" asked the mother. "Why don't you go to sleep?" "I can't," said the father. "I think I'll go up and stay with Bobby." So up the attic stairs he went. He opened the door. There was Bobby wide awake, sobbing softly to himself. The father crept under the bed covers by the side of his child. He put his arms around him and kissed the tears away. All he could say was, "Daddy loves you, son. Daddy wants you to be a good boy." Their tears mingled. The naughty but now penitent child began to realize that wrongdoing does not pay. Each night, the fond father chose Bobby's bed in the attic to his own comfortable bed. He could not enjoy his own pleasant room while Bobby must stay in the attic. At last, the 3 days were over. Bobby had learned his lesson and was restored to his place in the family. Lesson here. So it is with our Heavenly Father. Because of the leprosy of sin, we have been isolated, separated from His presence. But His great heart of Father love yearns after His wayward children. All heaven took a deep and joyful interest in the creation of the world and of man. Human beings were a new and distinct order. They were made in the image of God. Though sin has marred the Creator's work, the Father cannot endure to be separated from those whom He created in His own image. He must be with them. But how? In the person of His Son, Jesus our Redeemer, He issues the loving command, "Let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them." A sanctuary that will show them the way back to the Father's throne. So as we recognize the story here that it speaks Father and Son in a spiritual sense, Jesus wants His children to come back to Him. Jesus does not want His children to be alone and out there, not attending to them, not ensuring that they are in a safe environment, that they are safe. Jesus requires of us that we come in a saving relationship with Him. And just like the father who was so worried, even though he was the one who punished his son, he was worried that his son was up there in the attic and he was down there in his bed lying down. And as a matter of fact, he could not be comfortable. He decides that he's going to go into his son's bed to lie down. And so he loves his son dearly. But in spite of him loving his son, where just the judgment is deserved, it has to be given. And so because of his son's naughtiness, he was punished for 3 days. Jesus does not delight in punishing his children except when we disobey him. And so to avoid something like father and son, Bobby and his father, let us be obedient to God as he calls us to obedience. And so my people, please, if you want more, like, subscribe, and share for another in this series. I'm out.